Do you run around like a chicken with your head cut off at Guardians of the Rift? Would you also like to learn how to make at least 7 to 9 reward points per game? Well, then this is the guide for you. Let's get after it. Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Zerberus from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to the best guide you will ever watch for Guardians of the Rift. Now, Guardians of the Rift is a rune crafting minigame in which a rift is opened up and you have to feed the Great Guardian stones in order to power him up so that way he can close the rift. Little did you know, this game is actually a cyclic game, meaning that it's based on a rotation that is timed and it's the same exact thing every game. Now the goal of this video is to show you the rotation of the game so that way you can maximize your reward potentials as long as you're experience gaining, along with understanding the game so that way you have more fun playing this minigame. Now for the inventory setup, the only thing that you need is the pouches that you have available to you. As you can see for me, I have the small, medium, and large pouch, but whatever you have is going to work for you. Now for the gear setup, what you're going to want to have is your best pickaxe that you can use along with full graceful. And then for the chest piece, instead of using the graceful top, if you have it, use any Varrock armor piece you have because it gives you that chance of getting double ore, or in this case, double fragments or double essence. Alrighty guys, now that we know what gear we're going to be rocking, let's move on into what steps we're going to be doing for the minigame so that way we stay on the cycle for Guardians of the Rift. Now, I recommend pausing the video at this point and writing down all these steps so that way you have something to look at when you actually do Guardians of the Rift, because it's going to take about 5 games in order to get this muscle memory down, but once you do, it'll just be in the back of your head and it'll be easy. Now, I'm going to show you guys a full game of me doing Guardians of the Rift in real speed, but just a quick crash course real quick on what the steps are. So step 1, you're going to grab 10 uncharged cells and go to the mining area, whichever mining area you're doing. You're going to mine there until 25 seconds is left on the timer, and 15 seconds if you're in that main level, 25 seconds if you're downstairs. This is very important that you do this or else you'll mess up the timing. And then once that time is up, you go to the crafting table, you craft an inventory of the essences, and you do not fill your pouches on this one. This is the only time you do not fill your pouches while doing Guardians of the Rift. If you do, it will mess up your whole cycle, and you might as well start from scratch. Okay, and then from there, you're going to go to an open altar and craft. And then once you craft, you get out, you give your guardian stones to the guardian, it powers them up. And since you got those 10 cells, you now have a charged cell of whichever altar you went to. It's going to be a weak cell, a medium cell, a strong cell, or an overcharged cell. Place it on a weakened barrier. And what I mean by a weakened barrier is one that is taking damage and one that isn't full health. If you give it to one that's at full health, it's not going to do anything. You just wasted your charged cell. And then you're going to go to another open altar without any essence, and then you're going to charge another cell. Then you're going to do the same thing, put it on a weakened barrier. And then at this point, a mining portal will pop up. You go into the mining portal, and you fill your inventory, and then you fill your pouches. And then once you get out of the mining portal, you go to an open altar, and then you make your runes, get your charged cell. You place that charged cell onto the weakened barrier, along with giving the stones to the Great Guardian. And then from here, you go and you deposit your runes at the deposit rune pillar right next to the crafting table. And then you start crafting your essences, and now you can fill your pouches. And then from there, it's just rinse, repeat. It's too simple. Alrighty, I know that kind of sounds like a lot. That's 2 minutes of me explaining the steps, but I am going to show you a real life speed of a full game, and it'll all make sense. I'll talk you through it, and we'll get after it. Alrighty, guys, we're jumping into the clip, so we're going to take the 10 uncharged cells. You could use that mining fragment right there that you see highlighted if you do not have 56 agility. However, you want to go down to the bottom area if you do have 56 agility because you get more fragments. And now I'm going to just mine until there's 25 seconds left. And once there's 25 seconds, I'm going to click on that rubble right there. And I will fast forward it for you guys up until we get to that 25 seconds. Here we go. And we're about to click onto the rubble, Got about 5 seconds left, and then we're going to go to that mining table. Remember, we're only filling up our inventory. We're not using our pouches on this very initial part. This is the only part that you're not going to fill up your pouches on. Also, disclaimer, I'm only focusing on the elemental energy, so that way it's easier. I don't have to decipher between if I want to go for chaos runes on this one or for water runes. It makes it a lot easier to isolate and makes the game run smoother. So I got in here perfect timing, as I should. Water opened up, boom. This is going to give me a medium cell for my charged cells. So here I am, go and craft it, hop out, got the medium cell. Cool. Now I'm going to go to a weakened barrier after I give him my guardian stones. And you see how that one's low on health. So I'm going to give him that. It's going to give me a little bit of rune crafting experiencing and heal it. Now I'm going to go to the open altar, which is air. It's going to give me a weak cell. It's whatever. It's fine if you get a weak cell because you're just trying to stay on the cycle. And as soon as I give him this, that portal pops up. Boom, look at that. Southwest. So I give it to a weakened barrier. I go to that southwest portal. Now here I am going to fill up my pouches. Remember, we're filling up our pouches from here on out. And what's really nice about these when you do the portal is it's already turned into the essence. You don't have just the fragments. So that's pretty nice. And it's also quicker too. I'm mining like 4 or 5 at a time. It's cash money. Get it filled up, hit that portal. Let's see what we got. We got Earth. See if I can make it. Pretty close. Got it. This should give me a strong cell, I believe. So I'm going to empty my pouches. Boom. Get out. Go to the Guardian. Give him those stones. Get that boy stoned up. And hit that weakened barrier. Boom. There's some rune crafting experience for you. Now this is where we bank those runes. And then craft. And remember, crafting, but we're filling our pouches now because the beginning is the only time you don't fill up your pouches. Remember that. The beginning is the only time you don't have to fill up your pouches. From here on out, always fill up your pouches. Always, always, always fill up your pouches. And with this method, you see I'm at almost, looks like 25%. You should be filling up your pouches about every 25%. So my next one, I should be filling it up at 50%. And then my last one being at 75%. You should be able to get three cycles on the crafting table. If you do this correctly and you time it correctly, it's not too hard. You'll get 3 perfect. Give them the thing. Go to that open altar. So this is nice because it's going to be an overcharged cell. This is the best cell you can get. It strengthens the barrier the most, and it also gives you the most rune crafting experience and points for both elemental energy and catalytic. So you see I'm getting both elemental and catalytic, but I've only been doing elemental runes, and that is because of these cells. So now the portal popped up as it should, following along with the cycle, working out perfect. This is how it always goes. It's just a rinse repeat. You just find out, getting all the way to the end where you have 2 different sets of runes, and then you go bank it, and then you rinse repeat. Hit the portal. And also, what I always tell myself is after I craft, after the portal, after I go and rune craft, that's when I bank, and then that's when I craft. So, because I mean, I've done this to the point now to where I don't need to look at the notes. My first probably 5 or 6 games, I had to refer to my notes every time, but now I just always tell myself, hey, after I use the portal to go to that little mining area, that's when I have to go deposit my runes and then hit the crafting table. And hence, this is where we're at. I'm giving them the stones, placing that charged cell, and then gonna go deposit my runes and hit the crafting table. And every now and again, when I get low on my charge cells and I know that there's going to be a little bit time left over in the game, I'll grab a few extra charge cells. But you can usually play that one by ear if you know that you're kind of ahead of the cycle, because sometimes you can be just so tick perfect that you get maybe like 20 to 30 seconds ahead of the cycle. So here we are. And like I said, it's just rinse repeat from here. And this is me about to grab some more charged cells like what I was talking about. And then going, boom, air alter, let's do it. Even though you're getting weak cells, it's fine. A little bit of experience is better than no experience. And you get a little bit of points too. So give them the stones, place the charged cell on a weakened barrier, emphasize on that, or else you're just wasting your time. Go to an open altar, happen to be the earth one. It's going to give me a strong cell, which is pretty nice. It's kind of annoying when the only open altar you have when you're doing just the cell is an air altar because it gives you the really weak one. You get like 30 experience. And yeah, it strengthens the barrier a little bit, but we're here for experience, boys. You know what I'm saying? Experience and points. Portal opens as it should because we're on cycle. Hit that mining. Fill up them pouches. Getting after it. And it looks like we're probably going to the air altar. And that happens sometimes. Um, the first altar you go to is also the second one you go to. You'll still bank the runes, so that way you have that open inventory space when you go for your next one. And I always, especially for the air one, I always drop these little talisman things, the guaranteed to get into that altar. It's nice if you have like a death one or a law one or a blood one, but obviously you're not going to keep that air one. At least I'm not going to. I mean, you do as you wish. So, like I said, 75% going to that crafting table. Uh, Looks like we're on time with this. We're actually probably going to cut it a little close because we're already at, close to 80%. Um, but it'll all buff out. Fill up them pouches, get that essence going. Looks like I don't have enough to fill my inventory. That's fine. I'm not tripping about it if you're not. And then that's going to be the last run for my inventory. I'll get one more portal run and then done from there. So I'm not even tripping about not having any more fragments. So we're gonna get out, give him those stones, get that boy stoned, and then go to the weakened fragment, or sorry, weakened barrier. Give him the strong cell. Bobbity boop. Hit that water altar. Get a medium cell, and then the portal should open up within the next maybe 5 seconds. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And if you have to wait like 5 seconds, which I didn't have to, but sometimes you'll wait if you're ahead of the game a little bit, wait maybe 5, 10 seconds for the portal to open up. That's fine. You don't have to always be doing something. This cycle makes it to where if you're a little bit ahead, that's better than being behind, but don't panic. Just wait a second. As long as you're doing the right steps and doing all the right things, you're fine. So this is actually cutting it really close. I think I fell a little bit behind, which is fine. I'll still get to the portal, especially with it being the air portal. Get them in, empty them pouchies, bobbity boop, hit the portal, maybe. And even though he's at 100%, you can still give him the stones. He'll still give you points, and you'll still get experience along with the barriers. Only up until he closes the rift, which is right now. He says, brace yourselves, boom. Look at that, boys. 8 points. 7 for elemental, 1 for catalytic. That's how you do it. Super simple, super easy, cash money. Alrighty, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. If you follow all these steps, it is a guarantee to at least get 8 points per game. And then also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more guides and videos like this, make sure you subscribe and smash that notification button. Also, one more thing, I was thinking about doing a loot from 500 Guardians of the Rift reward pool, or even maybe 1,000. So if you guys would like to see either one, let me know what you guys would like to see in the comments, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Until then, I love you.